Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be taking you on a walk with me. God blessed me and He surrounded me with all of these beautiful country walks, and it's just so beautiful around here, and I come here all the time praying in tongues, going for long prayer walks, and I love nature. So today I'm going to be speaking about scrupulosity, also known as religious OCD, and the root cause of this is legalism. So I actually suffered with this for about 2 or 3 years. I was under this deception and I didn't know, and I only was delivered from it last year, because you don't know that you have it. Like when you're under this deception, you actually don't realize, and you don't really know God, you don't know who He is, and it's so difficult to walk in the Spirit and just be able to kind of do anything because you're under so much deception and confusion. And it landed me in the hospital for like 3 days as well. I remember the first 1 year of my walk, it was so bad. I ended up in the hospital. I thought I'd lost my salvation. I thought I'd taken the mark of the beast. I went onto Facebook to preach the gospel, and a lot of Christians were telling me that I had taken the mark of the beast because I'd had the before I was saved, I thought that I could just have whatever injections I wanted to and nothing would harm me. Do you know that verse where it says, then drink poison and it will not hurt them? I was doing that before I got saved, basically. And yeah, so I thought I'd taken the mark of the beast. I thought that I was on my way to hell. I ended up just thinking that I couldn't do anything. I couldn't wear pajamas. I couldn't wear jewelry and perfume and makeup, all these things. I didn't really know if they were sin or not, but because people were saying that they were, I was just kind of going with I don't know if it's a sin or not, so I'm just gonna not do it just to be on the safe side. And that was the wrong approach, because I just ended up with so many burdens on me that I just couldn't even do it. I just couldn't even do it anymore. And I still have friends that are trapped in this deception. That's why I kind of try to stay away from these people at the moment, because I don't want to come back under that spirit of legalism and religious OCD. And a friend messaged me a video yesterday, and it was they saw Jesus and he told them that all these things were sins, and it was even things like just being around people that were smoking because it was going up the person's nostrils, and being around people that were drinking alcohol because the alcohol was going up the nostrils, and Jesus was scrubbing out the nostrils, and it was all this stuff was coming out, and it sounded really scary. It was a really scary testimony. And she sent me that because after I got delivered from legalism and religious OCD, I dyed my hair, but I just dyed it the exact same colour. It's just because it was kind of two-tone. My hair, it was more brown and then lighter on the ends, and then I had a few greys. And I just was I'm pretty sure Jesus was drinking alcohol. I'm pretty sure He drank alcohol. So some of these testimonies just don't make any sense, and it's so easy for somebody to just make up a random story and put it on the internet and then just say, I went to hell and I saw people in hell for cutting the toenails. Jesus doesn't want us to cut our toenails. I saw people in hell for shaving their legs. Jesus doesn't want us to shave our legs. And it's just, if you just start believing everything that you listen to on the internet, you're just going to end up not doing anything. And some of these rules don't make any sense, because they'll say you can't wear perfume and things, but then in the Gospels there's a woman pouring perfume on Jesus' feet and He doesn't rebuke her. There is some kind of symbolic description about the Israelites and how God is decking them out with jewelry and fine linen and stuff. So I'm sure if jewelry was a sin, then that wouldn't be in there. If jewelry was a sin, why would God be using that in the Bible as a metaphor? I used to have this friend, and she would say to me, you can't wear trousers. She wouldn't straight out rebuke me, but she would send me videos of people going to hell for wearing trousers and stuff. And then I would say what do you think about leggings? And she's no, you can't wear leggings, you can't wear pajamas. And I always felt like I liked to wear skirts because God kind of made me more feminine when I got saved, because I always used to be a bit of a tomboy, like a bit of a rock chick, a bit of a punk, and like just shaving my hair off and stuff. And when I came to Christ, I grew my hair long and I started wearing skirts and dresses, but I didn't really know if it was a sin or not to wear trousers, and so I was still going for a run with my jogging bottoms and stuff. But then my friend was like, no, you can't wear jogging bottoms, you can't even wear pajamas. And so I'm like, what? So I'm buying a skirt with shorts underneath it, and then she's like, you can't wear that because it's got shorts underneath it. Satan has put those shorts in that skirt. And it got to the point where I couldn't wear leggings, I couldn't wear pajamas, I couldn't wear like even a skirt with shorts underneath it. And I said, well, what can I wear when I go running then? And she was like, well, you maybe just go walking, maybe join a walking group. And I was just like, wow, this is just too much. Like, I feel like I don't know what I can do. And I was just so scared about going to hell that I just was going along with what people were saying. But it doesn't make sense, because if you read the Old Testament, like, it says women shouldn't wear men's clothes. So they'll say, look, so that means you can't wear pants, so that means you can't wear pajamas, so that means you can't wear leggings, so that means you can't go running, you need to just join a walking group. But if you think about it, they didn't even have trousers back then. They didn't even exist. And I'm pretty sure that the men wore like tunics or robes, which are pretty much like a dress. And so I don't really know how that makes sense. It's talking about how women can't dress in men's clothing, and then it says and they can't wear mixed fabrics. But these people go around and they say you can't wear trousers, you can't wear pajamas, you can't wear leggings, you can't go running. But they've got mixed fabrics on. Like, they just like pick it. It's almost like they're picking and choosing from which rules they want to follow from the Old Testament. And it just doesn't make any sense, because like, we're saved by grace anyway. We're not saved by following all of these Old Testament rules. And I know that, we can't just be lawless, but we need to use discernment. Otherwise, we're just going to end up not doing anything. Like, they'll say things like, you can't dye your hair, you're going to go to hell because you're like changing your appearance. And it says that liars will not inherit the kingdom, and you're lying. But then they're doing things like shaving the legs and stuff. So, I mean, is that not changing what God has created? If He's created you with hairy legs and you're shaving your legs, and then why are you not going to hell? They'll say, well, that's grooming. But it's not grooming if you dye your grey hairs. So I'm like, well, where are people getting these rules from? Like, how are they defining it? Like, what's the difference between putting perfume on and, I don't know, it's just ridiculous. I think there's just too many of these rules. And you can literally find a video about somebody going to hell for literally every single thing that you could think about doing. I even saw one for someone going to hell for having false teeth. And I knocked my teeth out when I was young, and I've got caps on my two front teeth. So, like, am I supposed to go now to the dentist and get my caps removed? I'm pretty sure this is not the life that Jesus came to give us. Like, He said to us that He came to give us life, and to give us life more abundantly. So I don't know, like, it doesn't seem like an abundant life to me, like going to the dentist, getting my caps taken off, just growing all my toenails out and never clipping my toe. Can you just imagine? Because you're changing you're changing what God has created, and that's lying. So then that means you've got to grow your toenails out. You can't even cut your toenails. I'm still kind of trying to figure this stuff out myself. But personally for me, when I broke out of religious OCD and God revealed to me that I was under a spell, I had fallen for the lie of the Galatians, I was bewitched. He revealed to me that I was bewitched. I was like, wow, I feel like I've been under a spell. And then that scripture just came to my mind, and I realised I had been deceived, and that was why I had religious OCD and scrupulosity. So the root cause of it was legalism. And religious OCD is so awful. It's just so insidious. Like, you don't even realize that you have it, and you can't walk in the spirit. You're always in your flesh, basically, because you can't be in the spirit if you haven't received God's grace. You don't have any peace with God, and you don't really know God. Like, how can you worship God properly in spirit and truth if you're not 100% sure that you're saved? It says that we're justified by faith and we have peace with God. I wasn't 100% sure that I was saved because I couldn't be, because I was always thinking, well, what if I'm doing something that's a sin and I don't know about it, and it sends me to hell? Because of all these testimonies that people were sending me all the time. I even went down the Hebrew roots deception for a while, and then I thought Paul was a false. This is all in like my first year of being a Christian. And I couldn't read the Bible properly because I was reading it through like a false lens. So then I started to think Paul was a false prophet, and then I was like, I can't even trust my Bible. And then I was just watching all these random videos on the internet, going down all these rabbit holes, thinking that Satan's deceived all the Christians, and I almost ended up in a cult. Yeah, and then I just was like, I don't think this is right. I'm pretty sure I can trust the Bible, and I'm pretty sure I can trust Paul, because otherwise that means I can't trust any of the other apostles. Like, I just saw the fruit of these people that were getting sucked into these cults and the Hebrew roots movement. I saw the fruit of it, and I was like, that's not the fruit, because they were very, very mean, harsh and mean-spirited. And so, yeah, like, there just was bad fruit coming from all of that, and it was producing bad fruit in my life as well. I don't know if makeup's a sin. I don't know if dyeing my hair's a sin. But the Bible is silent on these things, and so I don't want to just start heaping burdens on myself. And it says that the Pharisees were doing that to people in the Bible. Like, they were just making up their own rules and then just heaping them on people, and they couldn't bear the weight of it. And Jesus says, my yoke is light. So it just didn't seem like the yoke that Jesus was offering. But unless I see it in the Bible, or unless God tells me specifically, like in a dream or a vision or something, then I'm not going to come into agreement with that, because I can't live my life like that. I can't just go blindly listening to what people are saying on the internet. Otherwise I won't end up doing anything. I'll be thinking that I can't preach the gospel because I'm a woman. I'll be thinking I can't make YouTube videos because I'm a woman, and I can't cut my toenails, whatever, shave my legs, whatever the case may be. You can see the pride in these people. You can almost see it. And I think I used to be a bit like that as well. Like, I looking back now, I realise I was a bit prideful when I was in that deception. And you'll see people sending these videos around where somebody went to hell, and they saw people in hell for celebrating Christmas. And then they'll be saying, yeah, and there was a load of babies in there. And it's like, well, I'm pretty sure babies don't go to hell. What God are we serving if we're serving a God that's sending babies to hell when they're not even old enough to, like, know anything? So I'm pretty sure that's not the God of the Bible. Like, that's not the God that we serve. Use your discernment with these videos. Like, if there's something in the video that doesn't add up, if it's something like is off, then I'm throwing the whole thing out. Like, you can't be even in any close proximity to anyone smoking or drinking alcohol in case it goes up your nose, and then you're like corrupted, you're not holy, you're not pure anymore. Jesus is angry. And I'm sure Jesus drank alcohol. I know it says we can't get drunk because it's a sin to get drunk, but I'm sure Jesus drank alcohol, and they accused him, the Pharisees were accusing him of being a wine bibber and a glutton. I'm just at the point where I'm like, I don't want all these burdens on me, so I'm trying to discern what the truth is and what I need to be wearing. And Jesus also said it's not even about what we wear or what we eat or what we drink. So I'm just trying to avoid these people at the moment. I don't have it all figured out, and I'm not trying to teach either. I'm just sharing my thoughts. I've just come to the point where I'm just taking it day by day, reading the Bible. I think when we're new Christians, we've not read the Bible, and then we can just come under all of these burdens because we've not read the Bible. And that's kind of what happened to me. And I think a lot of the people that are saying these things, maybe they've not read the Bible, maybe they're just Because a lot of people as well, they'll say things like, if you're married, you can't do X, Y and Z with your spouse. Like you've just got to do missionary position with a sheet. You can't look at each other. But then when you read the Songs of Solomon, it's a bit raunchy, and I think God designed it to be like that between two people that are married. So we've got to be careful that we're not just coming under all these burdens when the Bible is silent on some of these things. Okay, thanks for watching. God bless. Bye. So yeah, I just came out here for a walk, and I just ended up bumping into like 8 teenagers in 3 groups. So 2 girls first, then 2 boys smoking weed, and then another 4 girls, group of 4. And I got a chance to share the gospel. One of the boys was actually from a Christian family. Yeah, it was interesting. The teenagers are a bit difficult sometimes. They just normally laugh at me. I used to smoke weed, so I can actually say, look, you shouldn't be smoking that. It's actually really bad for you. And do you know what's good for you? Jesus.